Welcome back. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received on Saturday a phone call from his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin, where they touched upon the latest developments concerning the situation in Palestine. The two leaders' conversation focused on the developments in Gaza and the Palestinian territories, de-escalation efforts, as well as steps taken to deliver humanitarian aid to the war-torn enclave. President al-Sisi reviewed the Egyptian efforts to push for a comprehensive ceasefire and to protect civilians and to prevent further deterioration of the tragic humanitarian conditions of the Palestinian people. The Egyptian and Russian presidents also agreed to invigorate international efforts to establish an immediate ceasefire in order to settle the conflict by political means on the basis of joint cooperation. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi witnessed the admission examinations of the police academy new cadets that came during his visit to the academy's headquarters. We are still with our local news, with the head of the National Elections Authority, Hazem Badawi, who called for positive participation of the Egyptian people in the presidential elections that kicks off on Sunday for 3 consecutive days. The head of the authority said Egypt is the only country that holds elections under full judiciary supervision, stressing that the authority facilitated all means for the voters to cast their ballots easily and freely, and innovated new ways for the disabled and elders to cast their ballots. The National Election Authority has earlier announced finalizing all preparations needed for holding the presidential elections nationwide on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, pointing to the number of subdivision polling stations at which voters will cast their ballots are 11,631 polling stations inside 9,376 polling centers of schools, youth and sports centers and clinics. Head of the executive body for the National Election Authority, Councillor Ahmed Bindari, said that 15,000 judges will supervise the elections. He added that 14 international organizations will participate in monitoring the vote, in addition to 62 local civil community organizations. Concerning media follow-up, he noted that 528 international media monitors will participate, representing 115 international media channels and newspapers, in addition to 70 local media and press. Voters will head to the polling stations on Sunday for 3 consecutive days nationwide to cast their ballots in the 2024 presidential elections to choose a president for the new 6-year presidential term. The 4 contesting candidates in the presidential races are presidential candidate Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, head of the Egyptian Democratic Social Party Farid Zahran, head of Al-Wafd Party Abdel Sanad Yamama, and the head of People's Republican Party Hazem Omar. The eligible citizens for voting are 65 million Egyptians. Their voting will start from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. according to Cairo local time. Minister of Interior General Mahmoud Tawfiq held meetings with the heads of the security directorates nationwide to follow up with the ministry's efforts to secure the upcoming presidential elections. The National Election Authority issued a statement about the possibility of free inquiry about the location of the polling station, number of sub-provisional polling station of each voter, and the number of in voting list through sending a message or a call to 5151, and the voter will receive all information on the spot. This came as, for the 2nd consecutive day, electoral silence continued nationwide as candidates stop their electoral campaigns and presentations of their electoral programs for 48 hours before voting kicks off, according to the timeline announced earlier by the National Election Authority. The electoral silence aims at giving the chance for the voter to study the electoral programs of the presidential candidates and take the decision to choose one of them freely without any influence.